Hey, many of you know Paul Coleman and his business Starcruiser busing, but sadly none of you know what has happened to him and his company since that awful period we loosely call lockdown. As you all know, his business provides you all with top-quality transport for the music and entertainment industry and dedication to ensuring your tours go as smoothly as humanly possible. As many of us were impacted by COVID's restrictions, his business was no exception. He missed one payment by 28 days with a financing company, who, despite paying far more than was required, they decided to merge his loans and then sent the bailiffs to seize the vehicles you all know and have loved traveling on. He challenged this decision, and what happened next would make any person feel sick to the core. He instructed a forensic audit report commissioned, which found several trusts in his name, completely unbeknown to him. When he presented this in court, the applicant's solicitor stated to the judge, "It appears Mr. Coleman has done some digging, and there is apparently a trust there. You all will be aware that police in the UK do not get involved in civil matters, such as financial matters and debt. Yet 10 days after his hearing, 33 police officers undertook a combined raid, very heavy-handed in riot uniform and guns on his home, where he was with 3 of his children, Taylor 23 years old, Lewis 13 years old, and his son Luke only 7 years old. On his business and at his accountant's firm, effectively removing the buses, all his electronic devices and paperwork from his care and authority. Paul and his daughter Taylor were both placed under arrest for theft of 2 vehicles and took into custody on false allegations. His office computer was seized, and when it was returned months later, it was wiped. His 4 original financial agreements was taken and not returned by the police. At this point, ask yourself, how can he steal buses on a financial agreement, especially when he is in dispute with the questionable financial companies? Yet this is what happened, destroying his years of established business, making him bankrupt and forcing the loss of his home. Several weeks later, he received an email from the police stating apparently the buses were in fact not stolen. By this time, it was too late. They had assisted the finance companies to steal his company from underneath his feet, and there's nothing he can do. Justice in the UK doesn't happen for people like Paul, especially when the only thing left in his bank as a fighting fund are memories and dust. They say no one is above the law. However, it seems the rich and privileged can do this. This business was set up by his deceased father, Don Coleman, A1 Coaches, in the late 60s. Paul has worked hard over 30 years building his children's future. Paul, Taylor, Lewis, Lily, and Luke. Starting with Castle Holidays, then Coach UK Travel, and then taking it to a new level onto sleeper buses for the music and entertainment industry we know as Starcruiser. It is all he has ever known, keeping his father's tradition of transport and travel. Sadly, this has ground him down so much to the point that he nearly took his own life, as he felt this was a hopeless situation. Paul feels blessed to have the privilege to have met all his clients in the music and entertainment industry and holds cherished memories with them all. He can't let them get away with this. He cannot allow them to be above the law. However, he needs your support to build a fighting fund. Don't get me wrong, he's not asking for your hard-earned money. He's just asking for a few minutes of your time and voices to direct people to his GoFundMe page so he can instruct a good legal team to challenge this inequity and get his valued business back up and running and expose these leeches who act outside the law that governs us all. No one is above the law. He has all the evidence to prove his case. Paul also has a more in detail, all the events that has happened with all the unlawful actions they have taken against him. This is hard to believe what they have done to Paul and his company Starcruiser. Thank you for taking time to listen to this. Best wishes, Paul Coleman.